Our movie begins in a casino. We see a contract killer named Annabis walking through the streets on her way there. The place is under heavy surveillance. Many people are watching and waiting for her. One man gives the order to kill both her and someone inside the casino named King. Inside the casino, King is sitting and waiting for her. As soon as Annabis enters, the assassins follow her in, ready to strike. Annabis approaches King and asks, "What do you want from me?" King pulls out a photo showing Gene Whites and his son Alberto, who left El Salvador and immigrated to America when Alberto was 13. Annabis quickly replies that she doesn't kill kids. She only works with adults. But King interrupts her. He says he doesn't want her to kill anyone. Their grandfather hired him to find the boy and his father. He just needs Annabis to help him because she's the only one who can. He admits he's too old now to chase people down and only handles things that serve his own interests. Annabis narrows her eyes and asks, "What exactly do you want from me, King?" He answers, "Do you know anything about acquired Savanite syndrome?" She says no, but she does know there are men outside from Africa and the Middle East who are here to kill him. King spots them and immediately tells her to leave while he buys her some time and tries to distract them. King rushes to the bathroom while Annabis stays in her seat. Moments later, gunfire erupts inside the casino. Chaos breaks out as everyone rushes out. Outside, a sniper, part of the gang, is waiting in a car for a clean shot. Meanwhile, the hitmen chase King into the bathrooms, firing wildly. King quickly scribbles something on his arm. We'll learn what it is soon. As they break into the stall where he's hiding, he jumps out and fights them. He manages to kill one, and just as the second one pulls a gun to shoot him, King pulls a nail and strikes him low under the belt, finishing him off. Back to Annabis. She blends into the panicked crowd and escapes. The sniper can't get a clear shot at her because of all the people and traffic. He redirects his aim toward King and eventually lands a shot. King drops to the ground. We then cut to the office of Deputy Mary. She receives a call from the LAPD asking her to come identify a body at the morgue. When she arrives, she confirms it's Remy King, her former boss in the Financial Crimes Unit. She asks if he had a wallet or any documents on him, and why she was the only one they called. The officer tells her it took time to track her down, but her number was listed as an emergency contact in his phone. Then he shows her King's arm. Written on it are the words, "Find the accountant." The officer thinks it's financial trouble that got him killed, but he's wrong, and we'll find out why soon. Now, we meet our film's true lead, Christian Wolff, also known as the accountant. He's working with a personal AI assistant that organizes his appointments, helps pick out his clothes, and basically talks him through everything. He's joined a dating app and is tweaking his profile, knowing exactly what kind of men women like, how they dress, how they present themselves. He adjusts his photos and bio to manipulate the algorithm and catch attention. Christian attends a singles event hosted by the app, and immediately, all the women are drawn to him. But once they talk to him, they quickly walk away. He's great on paper, but totally unfit for real relationships or marriage. At the singles event, the organizers approach Christian and ask if he tricked the system somehow. He replies that all he did was optimize his profile, nothing more. Meanwhile, all the women who had been talking to him have left to sit with other men, leaving him alone for the rest of the event. We then cut to Mary at King's apartment. The landlords inform her that he rented the place 2 months ago and hasn't paid rent for the third. She begins searching the apartment for clues. Eventually, she finds a business card with the name Christian Wolff, along with some photographs and papers. She asks the landlords how much rent is owed for the third month, offering to pay it herself so she can stay and investigate further. She calls Harbor Academy of Neuroscience to ask if Christian is listed among their staff. The receptionist tells her that he hasn't worked there in a long time. Mary then asks about 3 other names, Keller, Charles, and Lewis. Again, the answer is no. Mary also inquires about a former student whose father was in the military, but the receptionist becomes annoyed and says she's finished her shift and that Mary should call back tomorrow. Mary insists and asks to speak to the head of accounting. She continues the conversation, mentioning that she has photos of a murder scene, invoices, and maps of Central America and Mexico. She informs the receptionist that Remy King was killed. Meanwhile, in the background, we see a young woman monitoring the conversation via GPS. She's been listening to the entire call. The receptionist has had enough and abruptly hangs up. We cut to a fish market where the gang boss is having a tense conversation with Tony, his right-hand man, and the sniper who shot King. The boss questions how 4 professional killers failed to take out Anubis. Tony explains that she knew they were coming for her and King. He adds that if she wanted the boss dead, she would have killed him already. She knows who he is. The boss flashes back to a memory of a tense meeting where he was negotiating with 3 men who had serious issues with a job. They were nervous and visibly scared. Suddenly, Anubis entered the room and shot all 3 of them point blank, leaving the boss alive before walking out. Back in the present, Tony tells him Anubis probably didn't recognize him that day. The boss replies ominously, "One day, she'll remember who I am, and she'll kill me." He then tells Tony to leave town immediately. No more problems. We cut back to Mary, who continues investigating King's case. She visits a car garage to match photos of vehicles she found at King's place. Christian is secretly following her. When Mary spots him, she pulls her gun. Christian calmly tells her to relax and not do anything reckless. She recognizes him from the photos and asks, "You're Christian, right?" He replies, "And you must be Mary." He asks if she's feeling threatened. She confronts him, accusing him of being a fugitive with a long list of charges, money laundering among them, and says she saw him kill men in Brooklyn and show bravery alongside King. Mary asks, "Do you like puzzles, Christian?" He replies, "They're like dental floss to me." Mary takes him to King's apartment. They start putting up photos and documents on the wall. Christian begins analyzing the evidence, connecting threads, seeing patterns. Mary explains that King was killed by Chilean special forces. She shows him photos of other victims, all murdered, and starts identifying them one by one. Christian already seems to know their names and everything about them. We cut to taxis, where Jean's grandfather, the one who hired King to find his family, is suddenly assassinated by a sniper with a shot to the head. Back with Mary and Christian, they continue analyzing the case. Mary eventually falls asleep from exhaustion. Christian stays by her side through the night. In the morning, she wakes up and realizes he's figured out much of the investigation on his own. Christian explains what he's discovered so far. The pattern behind the killings is about survival. The ones left are fighting to stay alive. Specifically, the 3 people in the photo, especially Eads. Mary asks, "So that means Amy is Eads?" They head to a pizza place to track her down and question the owner. The man denies knowing anyone by that name, but Christian and Mary are suspicious. Christian then switches to his specialty, accounting. He pulls out a tax report on the pizza shop and starts grilling the owner, calculating his finances on the spot. It turns out the place is making a lot of money because it's being used to launder cash. The owner loses his temper and curses Christian out. A major fight breaks out. Security rushes in, but Christian single-handedly takes them all down. He grabs the owner, ties him up, and demands, "Where's the money coming from?" The restaurant owner, trembling, tells Christian, "He said he'd kill me." He begins confessing, explaining that he's not the one trafficking women directly. He only works with a man he's never met, communicating only through phone calls. Christian takes the information he needs and walks out. Inside the car, Mary lashes out. "What the hell was that? You beat him up. I work for the government. You can't just do things like that." She demands he never acts that way again. We cut to Berlin, Germany, where we meet Brixton, who's talking with a woman named Margaret about dogs. He joins her at a table, but she's clearly uncomfortable. Something about him feels unhinged. Suddenly, Brixton gets a call. It's from Christian, his brother. Christian begs for help, but Brixton hangs up on him. Christian calls back, reminding him that the last time he helped, it nearly got him killed. Still, he pleads, "I need you in California within 24 hours. Brixton hangs up again. Margaret quickly leaves. Turns out she was terrified of him because he had just killed everyone else in that place. Back in the States, Christian and Mary are waiting for Brixton. Mary asks, "Does your brother know anything about the case?" Christian replies, "He knows a lot more than you think. When was the last time you saw him?" 8 years ago. Brixton arrives and meets with Christian and Mary. Together, they track down 3 girls, give them money, and ask for help. 2 girls argue and storm off, but one stays. She wants more money, saying she's risking her life. She warns them, "Thomas, he's evil. If you catch him, what are you going to do?" Christian responds, "We're going to hurt him. Then we're going to kill him." The girl pulls out her phone and calls Thomas. "They've got me. I can't leave. Come get me." She gives him the address. Meanwhile, Mary checks in with her contacts about the ongoing investigation. They inform her that Gino's grandfather has been murdered, and Gino's daughter and young family disappeared 7 years ago. She asks what happened to them. They were taken by a human trafficking gang, the agent says. They demanded ransom, and if they didn't get it, they either killed them or sold them. He shows her a photo of the grandfather's corpse. She hangs up. Something's wrong. A strange man is approaching Christian and Brixton's location. As soon as the door opens, the man attacks. They knock him out cold and stuff him in the trunk. Christian calls the AI system he communicates with. Turn all lights green. I need to get through. He also asks it to find out who King met with just before he died. They arrive at King's home and start reviewing security footage from the day of the murder. They notice that when the gunshots rang out, everyone in the building ran, except for one woman. She walked out calmly, completely unfazed. They also notice several people on the street may have been caught on different surveillance cameras. A group of young, brilliant teens working with Christian dig into the footage. They identify a woman from a scene. Her name is Pam, and they trace her location. Mary turns to Christian. Who are these kids? They're my team, he replies. There's a lot of them, don't worry. They analyze Pam's footage and notice she was filming someone from her group that day. Her camera might have captured the face of the woman King was meeting with just before he died. After scouring through multiple feeds, they uncover the woman's identity, Anubis. They hack into Pam's computer remotely. In order to get her away from her desk, they send a fake print command from her device. While she's distracted, they access her camera files. Mary, ever the by-the-book federal agent, objects. This is illegal. The police could arrest us for this. But the kids continue. They take over Pam's smart home system, searching through every device to find the right image. Eventually, they find it, a clear photo of Anubis, sitting with King just before his death. Christian, Brixton, and Mary stand before the photo-covered wall. They ask themselves, why would King meet with a contract killer, one who murdered so many? Brixton points at several of the photos. She didn't kill all of them. These guys, she had nothing to do with. Mary asks, how do you even know that? He smirks. Just a hunch. Mary. She then realizes Christian's brother has a personal connection to the suspect, maybe even helped her. Christian stares at his brother. Wait, are you confessing to first-degree murder right now? Brixton shrugs. I'm implying. I didn't say anything. Mary storms out of the house, visibly upset. She doesn't want to work with a killer. Christian follows her, trying to explain. Sometimes you need bad people to catch worse ones. She snaps back. That doesn't justify what your brother is. He's a murderer. As Mary walks off, Brixton, ever the sarcastic one, calls out, take care, princess. Watch your step. Mary gets into the car, only to realize they never took the guy out of the trunk. She reverses and yells, seriously? Get him out of the damn car. I'm in a hurry. But they refuse. So Mary drives off with the unconscious man still in the trunk. We cut to Gino's son, Albert, who's still alive, held captive by the trafficking gang. Back at the station, the pizza shop owner is being interrogated. His lawyer insists he was just helping a child. Why are you accusing him of trafficking? They press him about a man named Sooty, bite marks on his body, and the rat that was reportedly on his face. One of the agents tells him, you're not just corrupt, you're part of something bigger. Start talking. The restaurant owner cracks. They use me for money laundering. I provide the cash. They recruit nobodies, people without proper jobs, then trade them like cattle. Mary puts photos in front of him. Do you recognize any of these people? He identifies a man, a woman, and a child, the same family King was searching for. The woman Edith she had a car crash 4 years ago, but she didn't die. He asks for pen and paper, then starts writing down the hospital where she was taken. Just as he's finishing, a sniper from a building across the street pulls the trigger, killing him and his lawyer instantly. It's the same sniper who shot King at the beginning of the film. We return to Christian, who's digging through data. He finds records of Edith's accident and the hospital where she was admitted. Meanwhile, Christian and Brixton are sharing a rare moment of honesty. You left me alone all these years, Christian says. Brixton smirks. You could have bought a dog. Then Brixton opens up. You don't love me. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's yours. I don't know. I've always tried to be close, but you keep your distance. Christian breaks the tension with a joke, and the two brothers finally laugh together. They hit a nightclub, and Christian is instantly drawn to a girl. She approaches him. "Hey, I'm Angie. What song do you like? I'll have the band play it." Christian dances with her, learning the moves as they go. Brixton watches in awe, his brother, for once, letting loose. Suddenly, Angie's jealous boyfriend shows up and starts harassing Christian. Christian doesn't fight back. Instead, he turns to Brixton. "Want to show me you care? Hit this guy." The boyfriend swings first. Brixton unleashes hell, beats him down, wrecks the place, and they all flee. Cut to Mary at the hospital, asking the doctor if Edith was treated there. He refuses at first, saying she needs a court order. Mary flashes her government badge. Reluctantly, the doctor shares what he knows. "She lost her memory. I was her attending physician. What happened to her? It's beyond rare." He explains a theory, the beginner's gift. Sometimes, people who've never done anything special suddenly unlock extraordinary abilities. It's like their brain gets rewired. Edith was one of them. She started showing combat instincts, insane reflexes. One day, she disarmed a guard, stole his weapon, and disappeared. When we asked about her husband or child, she would just whistle. Meanwhile, Christian's tech-savvy team hacks the doctor system and watches the entire video history of Edith. Cut to Brixton, who receives a cryptic call from the president. "There's a girl working with you. I just want to talk to her. I won't harm her. Oh, and while you're in LA, here's a photo. I need you to eliminate this person." Brixton opens the image. It's Mary. He freezes. At that exact moment, Mary arrives at King's house, only to find that every photo, every piece of evidence, has vanished. Meanwhile, Christian is thinking through everything. He hears a message ping on his brother's phone. He checks it. It's from the president, telling Brixton to stand down because the mission was reassigned. Christian jumps on his motorcycle and tells his assistant, "Call Mary. Warn her." He also alerts the police, but his assistant warns him, "If you get caught, they'll arrest you. You're still an escaped convict." She also reveals, "We found Edith." And King, he wasn't killed because he was looking for her. He was killed because he found her. Christian says, "Call Mary. Tell her, we need to find Albert, Edith's son." We see Anubis approaching quietly. She's come to kill Mary. But Mary's already figured it out. She catches her off guard and knocks the weapon out of her hand. They brawl, throwing punches and crashing into furniture. Christian, racing to save Mary, arrives just a second too late. Anubis manages to overpower her and stabs her. Mary falls. As the adrenaline fades, Anubis notices a photo hanging nearby. Something clicks. Memories flood back. She remembers everything. The trauma, the pain, how they killed her husband right in front of her. Christian arrives and asks quietly, "Are you Edith?" She replies, distant and hollow, "I'm not her anymore." He tells her, "Your son, he's alive. He's being held in Karaz." She doesn't say another word. She walks away. Christian rushes to Mary. She's still alive. He begins first aid, trying to save her. Meanwhile, the president contacts Anubis, asking for a status update. She tells him, "Someone interfered. Mary's not dead yet, and the balance between us will stay broken until either the agent dies or the one who helped her does." The president then gives Bert a chilling order. "Go to Karaz. Take the children into the desert. Kill them. Bury them." We cut to Brixton, who's arguing with Christian. He insists he's not to blame for anything that happened. They argue. Brixton doesn't want to go to Karaz anymore, but Christian is determined. Brixton sighs, gives in, and agrees to go with him. Christian's team launches drones, scanning the area to locate the hidden prison. They pinpoint the coordinates. Christian tells his assistant, "We'll move in at night." She replies urgently, "You won't make it. They're digging graves. They're going to bury those kids alive. You need to move now." Christian and Brixton arm themselves from the truck and charge the compound. An entire private army awaits them. Gunfire erupts. The bus with the children is already moving toward the desert. Christian and Brixton fight through soldiers, taking them down one by one. Brixton is hit, bleeding. He tells his brother, "Go, save the kids. Leave me." He runs out of ammo and starts fighting hand to hand, refusing to fall. Christian doesn't leave him. He doubles back, grabs him, and they escape together. They speed off after the bus, racing against time. Brixton drives while Christian hangs out the window with a rifle, taking out the last remaining guards. One final enemy remains. He's holding Albert, Edith's son, at gunpoint. If you shoot, the kid dies, he threatens. Christian doesn't flinch. He aims. One clean shot kills the man. They free the children, pulling them from a dirt pit meant to be their grave, reassuring them gently, "You're safe now. It's over." Even Brixton, the hardened cynic, is moved by the sight of the terrified kids. His heart softens. They load the children onto the bus and drive them towards safety. But then Brixton suddenly yells, "Stop the bus." He jumps out to save a cat that was crossing the road. Later in Prague, a mysterious call reaches a man named Beto. "You're the head of the world's largest assassination network," the caller says. He laughs. "Wrong number." She replies, "You're 52, Russian descent, spent 7 years in Black Dolphin prison." He freezes. She knows everything. She makes her demand. "Cancel the hit on Mary." He says, "Why should I?" She answers, "Let me tell you a story." Cut to Anubis, sitting in a quiet restaurant. She receives a location, an address. She goes. Meanwhile, Castor and Rika speak to Beto's assistant, asking him to cancel the contract. As the assistant exits the bathroom, Anubis is waiting. She kills him. Earlier, she had ripped her photo, tearing away her husband and son. She's no longer that woman, but she remembers everything the president did to her. And she's not done. Back to Mary, who has recovered. She calls Christian, thanking him and Brixton. "If it weren't for you both, I wouldn't be here." We see Christian has taken the rescued children in, teaching them, mentoring them, helping them rediscover joy and intelligence. He tells Brixton, "We're taking Albert home." Brixton asks, "What then? What do you do after we drop him off?" Christian smiles. "I booked us a spot at that RV campground you like. Just us." Brixton lights up. Finally, his brother wants to spend time with him. That's all he ever wanted. And now, they're finally brothers again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling recaps just like this. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.